Your views, my facts, begins in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. This is Thomas John with Your Views and My Facts. We have a great episode that we are going to be going into today. We're going to be talking about cohabitation and marriage and which one is potentially the new age. Is one taking over the other? We will find out shortly. Before we get into that, just want to go over some reviews that we've been getting on Facebook. So from Mariah Rose, she had wrote that TJ, that would be me, is the most amazing host. He has some good points and views and has a dark comedic demeanor. Trust me, you won't regret listening. And also from Cameron Russell, it's good to hear from a non-stuck-up person. It's also good facts. Now, that's a good review. However, Cameron, when you say it's also good facts, that is not good English. Potentially, you might want to go in there and edit that out because I am a person, not an it. But neither here nor there. So, anywho, you can find us on Twitter. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Facebook at ViewsandFacts. Go ahead and leave us a comment. Leave us a review. So, let's get right into it. We have currently in the studio some returning guests. We've got Renardo, a.k.a. Rich. Go ahead and say hello, brother.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, it's going for me. I hope it's going for you, too.
It always does.
All right. We also have Ursula. Ursula, go ahead and say hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
There was a review about you as well.
I heard.
Proud Air Force brat stated, pleased to hear that Ursula refilled beverages before customers had to request it. It sounds like she was an excellent server, ensuring great dining experiences for her customers. For everybody out there, if you're wondering what one that's on the recent restaurant experience, part 1 and part 2. Go ahead and listen to it, download, leave a comment. Good stuff. You're getting famous.
Ooh.
You got something to fall back on, man.
Guess I found my wing woman. Sorry, Rich Brown, you might be out, brother. And then we also we've got Alonzo and Kate. Alonzo is the brother to Renardo. So Alonzo and Kate, go ahead and say hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Very short, sweet, and subtle. Awesome. So now between the two of you, who's the oldest, who's the youngest?
I'm the oldest.
Renardo's the oldest.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 years apart.
But 4 years apart?
Yeah.
So did he pick on you a lot?
No, I don't think so.
Or did you beat his ass?
No, we had a pretty good relationship. So, I mean, we have another sister, and everything worked out.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, we got along just fine.
Yeah.
Well, this is okay. This is perfect. So,
It's just how he, turned out.
from what I've seen so far, not
Turned
too
out great.
shabby. Not too shabby.
TJ.
All right, so let's get right into it. All right, so the topic: cohabitation and marriage, the pros and cons, the differences between each of them. So this is a topic that Ursula wanted to get into. She had several topics that she was willing to talk about. That way, I don't just immediately bombard her with my facts. So apparently, she thinks that she might do very well on this one. We'll see how it goes.
Okay,
we'll see
all
what
right.
the reviews say, what the comments say. So setting the stage a little bit further, Renardo and Ursula are the new age cohabitants, if you will, and Alonzo and Kate are the traditional. They are married. And how long have you guys been married?
Coming up on a year now.
Is that right? You were looking at him like, you better get this shit right.
Fuck this up.
I had to, I'm just testing things out. Look, everybody needs to be able to hug it out, though, when we walk out of the door. Though, all right? So, no holds barred in here, but, once we leave the room, we're all friends again. We can all just hug it out, hold hands, kumbaya, and life goes on. Ursula, this is your topic. Let me start with you then. What is your overarching theme, your overarching thought on cohabitation and marriage, so forth? Let's go ahead and get this ball rolling.
So I think it's good to do before marriage. I think it will help you out in your marriage. Obviously, people before us think that it's wrong, like including my parents, right? So people can say like it's just wrong. It takes away from your marriage because it's supposed to be special to be able to get married and then move in together. It adds to the marriage.
Yeah.
That you're able to. But I do think that now in 2017 that you need to live together before you get married, just so you can, feel each other out more, learn more about each other. So
okay, I want to draw the parameters a little bit more. So
Okay.
when I think of cohabitation, I think that you are just not going down the track of marriage at all. You're not going to go down the track of a civil union or a domestic partnership. What you just stated was that just cohabitation of moving in together beforehand before you go down into a marriage. So I just want to know where we're going.
So me specifically, I mean, I want to get married, right? So
Okay.
I mean, when with Renardo, it's not just to live together, it's to see if we're going to make the long haul. For me, but I do know that some people just choose to cohabitate, and that's fine.
And not get married, period.
Correct. Right.
Okay. So can we all agree then that prior to marriage, if that's what you're going to do, or if you're going to cohabitate in the sense that I was thinking, we would all agree that you moving in with somebody beforehand, or at least staying there for extended periods of time, is a good thing because you get to see their nuances, how they live, how they act, how they cook, so forth. Everybody would agree with that.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Definitely.
Okay. So, Ursula, then, what is wrong with just cohabitation?
Well, for me, I don't see the point. Like, to me, I think marriage is something special, and I don't think that you should just stay in limbo where you guys are just living together. I don't know. That's just my opinion, right? I mean, I just think that marriage is the end goal, for me, at least.
Okay,
Right.
fair enough. I'm going to turn to Alonzo and Kate just so I can get their perspective since they are married. So, what did tying the knot, right, hearing the wedding bells and so forth, what did that actually mean, I guess, to both of you, right? Having that actual marriage license, exchanging the rings, the wedding vows, so forth. Either one of you want to just kind of maybe give, hey, this is why we wanted to do it, and not go into a cohabitation and just live together from here on out, financially, whatever the case it may be.
I mean, like I've always liked the idea of marriage. I've never really thought of cohabitating like that as a long term solution or long term life, happening. Like marriage was always in the plans, I guess, for long term. And then I met Kate, and it just happened like that.
If you don't mind me asking, were both your parents married? Or are they still married?
No, it's just my mom.
Okay. So I guess where I'm going with this is what brought you down the road of that marriage is a sacred, blessing,
Like the
or
sanctity of marriage,
right?
all of that.
Correct. Yeah, not saying right or wrong. Just asking, like, where did your thoughts kind of permeate from? Whether it was friends, family, movies, life, whatever.
I'm not sure. To be honest, I'm not sure. I guess like
That's fair enough.
Mostly media. I guess I suppose it's
It's just having that bond,
it's
right?
just what it is.
Okay.
Like,
Kate, anything to add? Are you still thinking? Okay, I'll let you. All right, I'll let you still think for a minute. Renardo, go ahead and jump in here. Give me your take on cohabitation versus marriage. What you think of both of them, vice versa.
Yeah, so I agree with Urs. I mean, it's good to, like I told you all yesterday, I mean, basically, I look at cohabitation as like a test drive. So you're going to basically test drive this man or woman out before you decide to actually tie that knot long term. So you can make sure that this is someone that you want to be with for the rest of your life. You can deal with basically waking up with her, or him or her, in the morning. You know what they breath smell like in the morning.
You say breast or breath?
Breath. So I mean, because
can't it be both?
Exactly. Right.
Yes, it can.
It can be both. And that's another thing. That's the next point I was going to make. I mean, you can go to sleep to someone one night, and then you want to make sure, hey, you're going to wake up to the same person the next morning because he or she may not look exactly the same the next morning. Also, like TJ was saying, I mean, you want to know if they're gonna cook, clean. You know, if you could live with them. This basically, you got to test drive that out. On the other hand, marriage, the sanctity of marriage, I mean, it is something special, I guess. This is coming from someone who's a divorcee. So, yeah, I mean,
cheers.
Marriage is supposed to but marriage is supposed to be sacred, and I guess it's that everlasting bond that you're gonna tie the knot with this person. It's a way of I guess expressing that love even deeper, more than words or can say or what you can show necessarily. But like you said, why is it so important? Because if everything is working out just living together, being girlfriend and boyfriend, then why put a
Why
title
should you
on
go
it?
through the legal
Exactly, yeah, because
legality of marriage?
And like I said, coming from a divorcee, usually the last thing a divorcee remembers about their marriage or about marriage period is the divorce, right? I mean, anybody?
I don't remember shit about.
Yeah, I mean, because you remember the bad, so it's like damn, do I really want to go through this again? So it's like, why not just everything's working out? Hey, we boyfriend and girlfriend, we fucking get along just fine. So why go down this road with all the legal, madness? And because it's hard as hell to get out of it.
So it's the legality portion is what we are worried about then.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at it, I mean, you share in the same. So like for me and Urs, we stay in the same household. We both, share money. I mean, I have my account. She has her account, but we share bills.
Right.
So just like a married couple,
You're getting screwed probably in that scenario then if you're sharing bills.
First off, no.
No, it works out fairly well. Yeah, she does her part. So that's, I mean, a married couple would do the same. I'm sure you all share bills as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if y'all have joint accounts, but I mean, that would be the only difference. I mean, but some couples cohabitating also have joint accounts too. So, I mean,
So just because you're just in the cohabitation versus marriage doesn't mean that like you don't pull your resources together. So it can be the same in both situations.
So
I don't know. I feel like cohabitants don't do that. I feel like people that just live together don't truly do that. They don't truly come together and pay joint bills. They're like, okay, I'll pay this bill, you pay that bill. And I don't think they truly understand like coming together and be like, okay, we have joint car insurance. We have joint, like I don't think they do that. And I think that's what's the difference. I think they don't have to go through all of that and have to, worry about those type of arguments or financial situations.
I would second that. I think that if you're going into a cohabitation that you are trying to live on all the highs and not deal with any of the lows, which inevitably are going to come, period. But if you do not have, for lack of a better term, right, the umbrella of marriage over you, right, and that's hanging over your head, then you can easily just get out if you're just living together. But the financial aspect and legal standpoint of getting married, I think, is where there are a lot of key points on why you should get married. For instance, let's just go into that one of you passes away. It ain't going to the other one. It's going straight to it's going to the legal family.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why you have to plan for stuff like that. So I mean, for instance, if me and Ursula decided not to get married and we just decided to cohabitate, then I will plan for that. So if I passed away, then I could actually, set in my will, that my stuff will go to her, or I can make her, basically my recipient for my life insurance. So I mean, you don't necessarily have to be married. When you're married, you can just, it's basically what is it called, by law. So they're, by law, the recipient of your life insurance policy would be your wife, So, or if you're a single person, by law, it would be one of your parents or something like that.
Correct.
But yeah, so I mean, you can still get the same thing. And then like you were saying, the umbrella of being married, when it comes to financial or whatever it may be, legal stuff, you can I mean, actually, sometimes that may be a good thing, because you do have that option of, if shit starts going downhill, then both of y'all can just say, hey, we tried it. This isn't working. Let's just go our separate ways. Now we don't have to involve the legal system in our matter. We could just actually get everything separated and do, go our separate ways by ourselves, and probably not hate each other as much, afterwards. And it's a whole lot cheaper because, I mean, trying to get out of a divorce, especially when you have kids and stuff like that, then it can add up, So
I completely agree. If you are going into a marriage just for the simple fact, and I use this loosely, but just to have the ring and the paper, then you were getting married for the wrong reason.
Oh, for sure.
Right. For sure.
And even you two agree with that then, Alonzo and Kate?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So you already have to be set, and this is right the same with cohabitation, that you want to be with this person through anything, right? Not that tomorrow comes and my other girl's gonna call me. I got my booty call here in 5, 4. Like, no.
Right.
Ain't having none of that bullshit. But you shouldn't need the marriage bit, right, to safeguard you from that.
Exactly, right, yeah. Because, I mean, honestly, everything should be the same. So if you're going to, get married, then like you say, you should basically have those vows. I mean, those, I guess, that moral compass, as you would if you're going to be lifelong partners without getting married. Everything should, technically stay the same. It's just the legality of the situation.
See, but that's what I'm saying. I think cohabitants don't get married because they're too scared to, or they don't even want to have that. They want to be able to easily get out.
No,
and to me, if you easily want to get out, then you're obviously not.
Yeah. You're
truly in the relationship.
I agree.
Period.
Yeah, you have like 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're purposely doing it because you have an easy escape route.
Yeah, playing double dutch and shit.
But what about like those? Because it's easy to get out, but sometimes it's also hard to get into marriage. Also, like different states have different rules or like ways to get in marriage. Every state is different. So like different age requirements. Some states require like blood tests, all of that. So like those things cost, like blood tests, like that would cost. What about those that can't afford to pay for that to get like the marriage license, marriage certificate, all of that? Because our friends just got married last weekend in Vegas. And they pay for the marriage license, marriage certificate, all of that. Then have to get proof of marriage. All of that totaling like $300, like plus. So like $300 may not be enough, may not be a lot to some people. For like some people, that's $300 could be half a paycheck.
Maybe I'm fucked up, but if you can't afford that, maybe you shouldn't be getting married.
Yeah, so,
but there are like people in relationships, like not all people that's making good money are in relationships. Like you have. Like, yes, like if you can't afford $300, then obviously
something's wrong.
Something's wrong. But there are those that's in those relationships.
So
broke college students.
Yeah,
college students shouldn't be getting
married.
But
so I agree. Because with that, because you do have everyone has a different financial or economic situation or whatever. But like TJ was saying, like if you're already on that path and you're getting ready, I'm gonna straight up say like. You're probably fucked because already you're starting out wrong, and it's gonna be a fucking rough road. So because now you're going into a marriage broke, and what do most couples argue about? Finances, right?
Finances, number one thing.
Exactly. So now, I mean, unless you all are both just content with being, like broke, living paycheck to paycheck, then yeah.
Well, millions of people in America would agree with that. And it's frustrating as all fuck. But I mean, we could obviously go down the road of that these states do not have the same requirements on what you need to do to get married, and we could argue that at a separate juncture. But yeah, if you're truly married and you want to make the best of it, then you need to be financially secure. And then I would ask that couple that cannot pay for a blood test, okay, well, why do you want to get married then? See, at that point, then I would say, why don't you two just live together? Like, what are you going after? There's always a bottom line, and you got to figure out what it is, because one of them's trying to get something. Just from my personal experience in my life, that's what I would say. Not saying like my personal divorce, but just from me being around, reading, research, so forth. That's what I would say. I could be wrong. Been wrong very few times, but hey, who knows?
Yeah, as a parent, I mean, on that note, like as a parent, if it was one of my children, I would tell them actually that, hey, you know, you should maybe hold off and let you all get like financially stable before, you know, you decide to take that path. Because like I said, I mean, a lot of divorces are because of financial situations, you know. But then, like I said, on the other internet, so we're talking about, you know, why people are getting married and, you know, the different laws of marriage. But then also states have different laws, period, with like cohabitants. I mean, you have common law. A lot of states have common law.
Sometimes
so
after like
I mean,
5 to 7
usually
years.
7 years. I believe it's Illinois that has a 7-year. So if myself and Urs decided not to get married, but we stayed in the state of Illinois, 7 years, technically we're married by common law.
Just that state, though.
Yeah.
Federal law will not recognize that.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, it's...
So if you want out, Urs, and you're in Illinois, just
move to a different state.
yeah, just move to a different state.
Hop the border.
You know?
If you need help on doing that, I got a lot of friends that could probably tell you how to hop borders.
There's no more of that. No more of that.
Build the wall. Build the wall.
They're going to build state walls. All right? There's no more of that shit. It's not just for Mexico.
The wall ain't for Mexico. It's for the U.S.
Well, yeah. But
Yeah. What? Say something. I'm waiting. Get the fuck out. Renato's losing his shit. He can't even. He had a thought, and then he'll just drink his beer.
well,
Yeah, go on.
yeah, I'm not going to go down
Yeah,
there.
okay. It might be for the best.
It might be.
All right, so does anybody want to take a... Actually, I want each of you to take a guess then on how many people currently are cohabitants in the U.S. according to a Pew research study.
A percentage?
You can give me a percentage or a number. I got them both in my head.
48%.
48 what? Okay, now, should I tell you how many people there are in the United States of America?
No.
Okay, well, there's 325.7 million. So you're saying basically half of that. Mm-hmm. Not saying that's wrong yet. I'm just laying out the ground rules for everybody. So we basically have 48%. That is 160 million in some change.
Mm-hmm. What's the change?
You would ask for it. Okay. So 48. Alonzo, Urs.
I'll say 33%.
33.
17.
Okay.
17%.
I'll say 27.
Well, Renato's the closest.
Oh my God, no. No.
5%.
5% of what? Of just pure Americans.
Of adults.
Of adults?
Of adults over 18 and older.
So the number you just gave us was pure Americans or pure adult Americans?
United States. Why do I give a
Adult
fuck about France?
That's crazy.
Okay, 5% of
5%.
adult Americans.
18 million people. According to a Pew research study, which is a pretty well-known research group,
are cohabitants.
have
You
stated
think
they are
it's-
cohabitants.
You think it's more?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think these people ain't telling the truth.
They fucking lying.
Why would they be lying?
But see, what are we calling cohabitants? Do they have to be on the same lease?
Well-
or is it just somebody that claims they live together? Like, what is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, cohabitation is the state of living together and having a sexual relationship without being married. Marriage is the legally or formally recognized union of two people as partners in a personal relationship. Historically, and in some jurisdictions, specifically a union between a man and a woman, which is the way it should stay. But that's another topic. So, 18 million. Well, why do you think I'm crazy with that?
I think
There has to be more.
because
There's more.
so that's the definition of a cohabitant. But I think she's saying, how did they actually do this survey?
Yeah.
I mean,
Are they just people that claim they live together? Do they have to? Are they just looking at like records and showing like, oh, this person
When
has
you
two
get-
people on the lease, but they're not married? Like, what is it?
Have you? Okay.
it's like the Census Bureau. man.
Exactly.
All the-
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So what are their? Where are they getting it from?
They
Because-
they
Me and Renardo's technically not on the lease. My name is on the lease, but we live together.
Actually, technically, both are. names are
No,
on the
actually,
list.
my name is literally on the lease. He signed it with me, but his name is not on the lease.
What that would mean is on the list.
No, my name is typed up on the lease. It's a difference.
All right, well then I'm gone.
Whatever. No.
Look,
What I'm saying is,
you're clipping the mixer here. I got to turn the volume down. For you nerds, you guys know what I mean by clipping. Look it up.
what is it? 'Cause-
What, clipping?
No,
Yes.
no, not
Yes,
clipping.
yes,
But I
what's
mean,
clipping?
all I'm saying is some
When the audio
people
level gets
literally
too loud.
just
Let's
live
talk about
together
PA
and it's
systems.
not legal.
Like she went up an octave and it went crazy. Oh,
J-
okay.
decibel levels.
Oh, wow. Facts.
Yeah,
She's heated.
What is a decibel?
measurement of sound.
What an abbreviation of dB.
Bernardo just tried to fuck me right there, and I slammed it right back in his face. Hold on. We're getting off topic. Funny. This is good for the listeners. But regardless, whoever gets the census information in the mail would fill it out. Because it states
So what I'm
for every.
saying
Have you
is
ever
those
got a-
facts are bullshit. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying those facts are bullshit.
Like they have
That's
to fill
that
it out?
statistic is bullshit because
say,
I know
have
for
you
a
ever
fucking
got a-
fact. I know for a fucking fact, like back at home, these motherfuckers like aren't filling out fucking census fucking information
I can't-
or anything like that.
I can't help it that they're wrong. Look, we can only go off the data that we have.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
well that data's
And-
wrong.
Well, prove it.
Falsified.
I don't have the
I mean, I
time to
think
go around to
numbers-
each fucking
numbers are gonna be
household
skewed
to find
over.
out.
Well, how many people in your neighborhood do you think were living together? Maybe
Probably
2,000?
damn near-
2,000?
I don't know.
That's right.
I don't know.
That's
off
what
the
I'm
top of my
saying.
head.
You're talking about the people that you know, like in your neighborhood, like.
First off, they're not in my
Maybe we should
neighborhood.
send out a census so they can fill it out.
Look, all I'm saying is I know for a fact. My fact is more people are cohabitating than 5% of America.
Yeah, so, I don't know. I don't think we should argue those numbers, but because I feel like a lot of people are just jumping into marriage as well.
See, but I also think that people are jumping into marriage because they are cohabitating, and they're not giving themselves, that time to actually date because they move in with that person, and because they moved in with that person, they just have a slippery slope and just keep going without actually figuring out if they actually want to be together. It's just easy to just keep going on to the next step, including marriage, because they just chose to move in together. So some people actually get into cohabitation thinking that it's an easy way out, but really for some people it's I'm already moved in with this person, let's just keep moving on to this next step even though I'm not happy.
Yeah.
So like,
No.
I know. I know
So
people that do that.
I mean, I guess
they
I
just
guess-
keep going. They just
Yeah.
keep going, especially if they
so
get
you
pregnant.
think like one of them pressures the other into marriage?
Yeah.
Or like with pregnancy, like
Yeah,
someone
or
gets pregnant,
pregnancy
so then
or whatever. They just
believe
it's,
the next step is
it's
is
too
marriage.
comfortable. It's too easy because their bills are getting paid for and everything like that, and they just keep moving on to the next step.
And then just marriage, boom.
Exactly.
So 18 million is starting to seem reasonable now.
Well, see, and that's what I was saying. Is like I think a lot of people do jump into marriage, but like you said, it's a slippery slope, and they get comfortable. But then on the opposite end of that, I mean, you could say they got comfortable and they just never got married either. Because, like I was saying earlier, hey, everything's working out
No, for
perfectly.
sure.
So
for
Like,
sure.
why put because I'm sorry, man, a lot of shit goes wrong when you put a title on it. We could be the best of friends, loving life, everything's perfect. But then as soon as we say, oh,
I'm the
man,
king.
this is my wife, or, I'm your husband, then shit starts rolling downhill. And it's like, now you're thinking like, man, you remember the good old days when we actually liked each other or had fun and shit, So, yeah. This is nothing personal.
I wasn't taking it
Okay.
personal.
So-
Should I take it personal?
Just FYI, in 2007, the cohabitant number was only 14 million.
So it's been on a steady increase. You say
Over 10 years,
4 million over 10 years.
that ain't nothing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. To me, that
To
is
you, that's
nothing.
nothing.
To me, that is nothing.
I mean, I think it'll constantly rise.
Well, the U.S. the world population is constantly rising.
Well, yeah.
People
So I mean, by
are-
default, I think that would automatically go up.
No, but I don't think
Yeah,
it's by
but-
default. I think it's by mindset. I think younger people are cohabitating. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
American family is changing
Exactly.
in itself. Like blended families, now homosexual families. I wasn't meant to be like funny. But like
Alonzo meant
different
same
types-
sex.
Same,
Don't send me any hate mail,
Same-sex
you
families.
motherfuckers.
Oh my god, just stop. You're drunk.
No, it's good. Keep it up.
But,
This is
yeah, like-
explicit. I don't give two shits. Fuck them. Fags. Go on.
But yeah, just
love
American
you
family is changing in general. Like if we say same sex marriages, then interracial marriages, like everything's changing from way back when, like 20s, 30s, 40s to 2017. So like I agree with Ursula that those numbers are different, but again, we're not gonna argue the
So-
numbers.
You want me to break it down a little bit more?
Yes.
If you would like.
So
TJ.
So I'll keep it on the younger age spectrum.
Okay, all right.
Since that's where we're at. So 18 to 34. So 2007, 7.2 million cohabitants. Okay, that was 2007. This is just 18 to 34. 2016, 8.9 million. That ain't that much.
No.
Now, percentage wise, that's almost a 25% change, but that's still less than 10 million.
Yeah.
So, whatever. I'm just saying, I don't think it's necessarily on the rise. I don't think cohabitation is. Based
Not the nutrient.
based off what I wanted to set as the standard early on, though, that you will not get married, period.
Right.
And I guess
Okay,
that's
yeah,
one
no,
thing
no,
that
no.
maybe we need to send off to the Pew Research study is, are they getting married at all?
Right,
Because
right.
if you're just saying they're living together, then I will agree that the study is worthless. But to me, this is that they're not planning on getting married.
Okay,
Ever.
But what's wrong with that?
What? I'm sorry. What's wrong with what?
Not getting married.
I didn't say anything was wrong
Yeah,
with
I
not
mean,
getting married.
It's just people's choice. I mean, I like
But-
I was saying. It's,
Yeah, but if it's only 8.9 million people of 8.9 million out of the 18 to 34 age bracket out of the U.S. population, I don't think that is that much. And so I would say that cohabitation is not the new form of marriage.
No, I definitely agree because, like you said, I feel like marriage is always going to be there because, as we stated earlier that usually it's a moral compass, and a lot of like you said, your parents, they feel like, okay, you shouldn't live together prior to being married. So most, people feel pressured by their parents into actually, moving forward with marriage. So I think marriage is always going to be there. But then it also, like we were saying earlier, I think, TJ, you spoke to this, it has its benefits financially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
So-
marriage?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Marriage
when-
has its benefits financially.
Well, yeah. When you start looking at,
Oh, so that's
for
what it
instance,
is.
No. Well, so for instance, we're all military, right?
Right.
All right. So
Last I checked.
yeah, exactly. So me and you, right? I mean, me and Ursula. Okay, if we never got
Ursula
married,
and I.
Ursula, yeah, exactly. Well, hey, I'm not talking proper English.
I'll call you
okay.
somebody else here in a minute.
Yeah, that's cool. If you want to call me by his name, that's fine. We're not going to go down that road, though, because then it'll be a different topic.
Ask the question on Facebook, guys. Go ahead.
But yeah, so Ursula and I, if we decided not to get married, and we're both male, now we're looking at military. So now we're looking at basically losing out on pay or different benefits. So, for instance, we will both get without dependent rate BAH, stuff like that. I mean, if I didn't already have kids, we would just be getting single rate BAH.
Well, you might be talking about pennies here, and I'm going to use that loosely, but you get married, only one of you is going to be collecting the with dependent.
Exactly, right.
It's still more than
Right.
I'm not
It's
saying it's
still
not.
more.
I'm not saying it's not, but to me, this is going. It goes back to Alonzo, and you can't afford a blood test. If you're trying to just go get an extra, look, I get every dollar counts, right? I'm all for making everything that you can and you keeping it to yourself, right? I don't want anybody else touching it, but it's not like it's that much of a difference. I mean, if you are doing the simple things to invest, right, and proper things of tracking your money, it ain't going to be that big of a deal.
See, but it's not just that.
Exactly.
It's taxes. It's that. I mean, it's
yeah.
multiple things that you get.
But
not
just on the military side, it's the benefits of it. I mean, it's the health care. It's also the fact that, okay, when I PCS, then, the military is going to pay for my spouse to move, instead of me having to come out of pocket. It's the whole, the benefits of it.
But it's
so it's not
always
just
like
money.
that.
What's that?
It's not always like that, though. Like, if I move and they can't get Zoe's spot because he's a different rank than me, then it's just what it is. We'll have to stay where we are because I won't go without him.
Right, yeah, no, true story. Because like when you start doing like joint spouse PCSs and stuff like that, then yes, it's actually harder. Because like you said, now you have to look and see if they have a spot, especially if you're different like career fields and stuff like that. But we're just talking about
and that's only the military aspect,
right? Yeah,
right?
just the military aspect. But then like Ursula was saying earlier, I mean, for instance, okay, myself and Ursula both stay together. Or Ursula and I both stay together since, we don't want TJ to get up in arms over here about my grammar.
Up in arms.
Yeah. So when we get ready to file taxes, like we both stay in the same household, we share bills, but we're filing taxes separately. Now we're going to get killed on taxes because just throwing out hypothetical numbers, if we both making over 100, K a year, and claiming no dependents or no exemptions. Now she's getting killed. She's getting killed all year, through, state taxes, federal taxes, because she's only claiming one exemption, which is herself. But then also when she goes to file her, state and federal taxes, then she's going to get murdered on that as well. And then vice versa with myself, but now if we're, filing jointly, because we're basically do better on our taxes, versus like filing separately or trying to file head of household or some shit like that.
So, like, if you guys were like a lower rank and you had to live in the barracks, do you think you'd be cohabitants?
Well, we couldn't if we had to live in the
you're
barracks.
forced to have your own dorm
That's what
room.
I'm saying. So it's a little different in that aspect because there's not many I don't think there's that many cohabitants in the military in a sense because like we did live in pretty much the same barracks room. Yes, she had her own barracks that she could go to, but we practically lived in the same barracks. So like we cohabitated in that sense, but like not all of, I don't know how it is in Air Force, but not all Army soldiers get to just say, I'm going to stay in this apartment or I'm going to live off post. Like there's still NCOs that's living in barracks. So there's not really much cohabitation in that sense. Like if they are, then they're just sharing barracks room, or they have or either it's a soldier standing in their barracks room or a civilian that's coming onto post standing there at their room. And we don't.
See, but like to me, military is only what 5% of the American population. I don't know what it's a small
a very
amount of the
small
American
number, right?
population.
Yeah, it's
so
less than 5%, I believe.
Well, when I was going through basic, it was 5%. But anyway,
No, that's what they told you. No, they should have told
that's
you.
what basic
you're
told me.
1%.
Well, basic told me 5%. But anyway, regardless,
18 million?
It's a small. I'm talking about military.
Yeah, I got that. 18 million? 18 million people are cohabitants, and you
I'm
think
talking
there's
about
18
military.
military what?
Military people
Members. She's saying
America.
Yeah.
18 million
Ain't-
only?
It's not 18 million
No, it's not.
military members.
I'm not talking
The
about
7%
cohabitants. I'm
was
talking
18
about
million, so
military.
I know.
Effective,
You said 5%. I'm sorry. I didn't give you a percent last time. 18 million is 5% of the 325.7 million people of the U.S. population. So ain't no way.
I'm telling you, in basic, my dude told me 5%.
Well,
So-
he
but
was
that's why
fucking
they-
wrong.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
bet he was.
That's why they changed who can be.
Yeah, it's like
TI now.
it's like at the max.
They're drill sergeant school.
Yeah, at the max range, you're maybe like cresting like 1.4,
Yeah,
1.5
So-
million.
Whatever, 1%. So I'm just saying that's not really a good example of the population. Is talking about like military cohabitants.
1%
right?
would be like 3.25.
What the fuck ever, TJ. Military cohabitants is not a good example of American cohabitants,
No, true.
right?
No.
Right?
Sure.
But so like if we go back to what
There are
we were
restrictions,
saying,
yeah.
right. So if we go back to what we were saying, so yes, in my opinion, I cohabitated to see if Renardo was the one for me, right? But I do feel like there are more cohabitants in America than what your research has, said. But I feel like it's going to rise, and I feel like it's a new mentality, and it's just easier for people to just not get married. I do not feel like parents, like mine specifically, how they, harp on marriage. I don't feel like that's what's going on. I do feel like cohabitation is the new marriage. I do. I don't feel like a lot of people are getting married anymore.
So, can I ask?
Yeah.
Oh, why do you think that?
Because I just feel like, at least with my age and younger, I don't feel like that's getting hounded into them anymore. And I don't feel like they see why marriage is something that they should strive for, or, I don't.
I think that's culture.
I do. I agree.
But it's culture, but it's like different culture. Like how Zoe comes from Chicago and I come from West Virginia. Like I was raised like, this is how you do this is how you do that. And he was raised totally different because I had my sister's dad and my mom, and he had a mom playing both roles. So like his mom and my mom might not think the same way, and how they feel like they portray like this is what you should do if you fall in love or you be with someone. So, like, it's just a culture thing. It's not an age thing. I think it's very prominent. Like, it is being spoken about, but, like, people just don't take it seriously enough.
You don't feel like the age deals with culture? Like, you don't feel like the younger age is a different culture, though?
No, because I'm 22, and I come from a country culture, like, old-fashioned, and he's 28, and he comes from a city. Like, it's totally different. I don't think age has anything to do with it. I think it's like where you're raised and how your values are.
So, because
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Because, like you said, I mean, you're what, 28, 29.
Do we have to put that on the podcast?
Well, you're the one speaking of age.
But
so yeah,
still,
we're gonna throw that.
I
out
didn't
there.
say my age.
So your parents are.
I'm 32.
Your parents are, I guess, traditional, right?
Yes,
so
for sure.
They try to instill those values into you, those morals into you, because that's what they believe in, and that's how, traditionally that it was. I mean, you meet someone, you date them, you fall in love, and then you get married. But then, like I said, I mean, if we're going to say that, then we could go back. I mean, things have changed. I mean, because back
For
then,
sure.
I'm sure your parents also believed that, hey, you shouldn't be having sex prior to marriage. But then, I mean, tell
Or
me how many
babies
people
before
are.
marriage.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Tell me how people are. How many childs are born out of wedlock. How many
Exactly.
people are just doing it prior to marriage. So I mean, like you say, it's a cultural thing. Things are completely changing.
I don't have that data, guys. I wasn't prepared for that type of a question.
So it's actually 43.5%. So yeah,
Facts.
facts.
All the
Renardo's facts.
all the fact checkers out there, if you could please let me know if that is true or not, and then just hit us on Facebook. But look, I wanted, you know what percentage of people, let me rephrase my question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what group of people is actually cohabitating more?
No, I don't.
Late 20s, early 30s.
Oh, you're talking about race or
No,
age?
age.
Okay.
So I'll give you 3 categories. So you have 18 to 34, 35 to 49, 50 plus.
50 plus.
Yeah, I would say
50 plus.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
75% change.
Come on. I mean, that's Obviously, I mean, after that, your original partner died, and now you're just fucking
50 plus? So you're gonna die at 50?
Golden Girls. I watch that shit daily.
But I was gonna say the
God.
same thing
exactly.
though too. I don't.
Like your original partner done died, and you're just
Yeah.
fucking having fun
Yeah,
now.
yeah. You ain't trying to marry the
Exactly.
next one out. So you don't want your kids
So
being left
I,
out.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go as far as say
You
my
agree
original
with that, right,
partner has
Alonzo?
died.
You agree with that?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Once you're over 50, if
It's
your
over.
original love dies, it's just all fun from there.
Look
Look at Las Vegas, man. That movie was. That's me soon. Real
They
soon.
were.
Fuck it.
I don't know. I just don't see
That shouldn't even
50.
count.
I mean, 50. You're
People
dying.
die.
Yeah, I mean, people die, but
I'm
you
just
could
saying.
die at 20, 30. I mean,
agree,
But
people
it's
are
it's
dying
more than just
older.
it's
More people
more
are
than
dying
just
older.
dying
because-
at that point. Like it's if you're 48 and then you get divorced at that
Right,
time.
exactly.
So
Like,
you
you're done.
become
You're
50 and
yeah, so that's what I'm leaning towards. Like, I hit 50 and I'm divorced.
No,
I'm not
guys,
going through that
it's
shit
50
again.
plus. It's not just 50. It's 50 plus.
Yeah, it's
okay,
50
well,
plus.
yeah,
But
so 50 and on, divorce
just
happens
die?
still.
Golden
Divorce,
Girls.
death,
Golden
all
Girls,
of that.
guys.
So-
Look, all I was trying to say was that Ursula jumped in here and said that younger people are going to be cohabitating more, and I was just the data is showing that 50 plus they're cohabitating
And I'm saying,
more.
like you
But
just said, that shit's not legit because 50 plus,
I-
you're just.
I didn't say it wasn't legit.
No,
I'm
saying,
okay with this study. You're not.
I don't think 50 plus should even be included in the study
Why?
Sure,
because
okay.
just
Well,
like I
it's- but
said,
they are.
they're
Are they not a
They are.
person?
Oh my
Are
god!
they not a person?
All lives
Look.
matter.
All lives matter. Hashtag all lives
It's called a pound sign.
whatever. Anyway, but I'm just
So-
saying 50 plus. Anyway, I do. We were talking about nowadays.
Do you know?
Nowadays don't include 50
So
plus.
50 plus isn't nowadays?
No.
We don't have any 50 plus living in
I'm
2017?
sorry. No, we do, but they don't count.
They all
They
do.
count.
Like a
I appreciate our
Dystopic
elderly,
movie
but
where
I'm just saying,
everyone
like,
after 50 is
You don't
dead.
like old people, do
I
you?
love old people. They're sweet and they.
She goes to
they,
a nursing home and just beats them.
So
No, actually, I volunteer at nursing homes when I was like in the
To
third
beat
grade.
them.
In the third grade, but regardless, I just feel like younger people are now not striving for marriage. That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like they
I
are.
feel like they are, man. I don't know. But
You
that's
feel
just my
like
opinion.
like younger people are striving for marriage?
Yeah, because I feel like most people you talk to, that's they go. I mean, you have more people, talking about marriage and like, proposing to
More
you know-
people, more people than
no,
what?
so
I think-
excuse me. I'm sorry,
You
I
misspoke.
misspoke.
Yes, you
okay,
did.
I'm not gonna say more people. I'm gonna say you have a lot of people. Okay, does that sound better?
Sure.
A lot
I-
of,
a vast majority.
yeah, exactly, a vast majority.
I'm here for you, man.
Exactly, I like that.
I think that marriage will like always be like a thing. It's gonna be the dream. Like I can't really say that that's like I guess it'd be sexist to say that that's like the female dream. Like that's the woman dream to be married. So like
Kate, you wanna- you wanna
like
say
am
something,
I
Kate?
I'm gonna save you.
No,
it's the American dream.
American dream?
Exactly.
Okay,
I'm
so
saying.
it's the American dream to be
Kate,
married.
Kate,
Kate, let's-
we have
let's
not
go.
heard from you in a while.
It is the American dream dead though.
Not,
It's
not-
the
not
American dream
female.
dead.
Not the women dream.
No,
Not
not
the
the
Or
women.
women.
not the
Not the
women
women.
dream. It's
Okay.
okay, so the American dream to be married. Like
Okay.
since
Right,
you're
yeah.
saving me.
But if a girl proposes to a guy, they get looked upon like, oh my god, they wear the pants of that relationship.
no one said that. Like,
They do.
That-
they
Well,
do.
If I was proposed to her, I'm gonna still wear the pants because she came.
No,
to
no,
me.
no, no, no.
I don't
Renardo
wear shorts, so
specifically
you know
told
that.
me that if I proposed to him, he would say no. So I'm gonna just put that out there right now.
Oh, see?
Well, I do agree with what Kate said. Yeah, I mean, most women, if they get down and they go off to do a proposal, probably not gonna be good.
Exactly.
But
Nice try, Renardo.
either look, I don't know if Lonzo got to finish his point here. But no, I want to
think
finish
so.
his point. Did you?
no. I
Oh,
didn't, I
okay,
didn't.
so anyway, but if I could just clear up, look, what I heard right from the guy's perspective. Oh, relax, Kate, man. So what I heard when he said the woman's dream and what we right then Renardo jumped into the American dream, but what I heard was that women think more about the marriage than the man does. Right, not saying that the man doesn't want marriage. Again, this is just what I heard. Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
No,
but right, I mean,
Right track.
you think about the man. Ursula's
Right,
about to
yeah.
lose her shit right now. But right, I'm just
But I
saying
mean-
the dress, the day, right? Okay, well then you're special.
You didn't?
No,
Like, you were
males
not looking,
do it
were
too.
you not looking at
Males
like
do it
the
too.
shoes all the time
Well,
and dresses?
Well,
Males
Then-
do it too.
well, we're thinking
is
about
that
the
not
we're
not
thinking about
one
the
of
night
your
before.
Pinterest boards?
Exactly. They're thinking about getting slammed.
Whatever.
Well, yeah, I think
Okay.
I think it's always
Sin
a
City.
dream. So maybe like I won't say that in those cohabitation like situations, like the other you said earlier, the other couple or the other person, sorry, not couple, is like pressured in the marriage, which would be wrong going into marriage if one person isn't.
For sure.
Right. If one person isn't on track with it and they're just gonna go along with it, go with the flow, so to speak, just because they're pressured, probably on the wrong start. But I do believe that may be like part of numbers and
But you also have to look at
Yeah.
too, why a lot of people actually decide to cohabitate. I mean, because I've known people that been together for 14, 15 years, plus, and they just chose to stay together and not get married. Couple reasons. I mean, and I know TJ's going to eat this up, but
Yeah, let's hear it.
they wasn't, maybe one of them wasn't legal and they couldn't actually obtain a actual, legal marriage certificate.
Yeah, fuck them.
So, I mean, you have situations like that where it's something actually preventing them from actually getting married or something like that, so they just
Sure,
go down that road.
but all that aside, if you are stuck in that state of cohabitation, you are scared of something.
I
sure.
definitely agree. Yeah.
For sure.
Look, Urs, I'm on your side right now.
I'm saying,
I'm
I'm
just
agreeing
saying,
with
look,
you.
it's either
Like,
it's
yes.
either it's either you don't go, you do not go down that road.
Like, why not marriage? That would be my question.
Exactly.
To them,
What are
right?
you
Why
scared of?
not marriage,
What are you
right?
scared of?
But then that person could pose the same question
Because
back.
then the
They say, why-
Renardos of the world would say,
Wait,
why?
wait.
Because the title,
no,
ruins it,
Hey,
right?
because see, now you're saying the Renardos like
Stability.
I never said I don't have anything against marriage. I never said I didn't want to get married. So no, we're not going to go down that route. But as you said, why not get married?
Okay.
People may say, why get married? So I mean, I honestly feel like it's to each his own, and everyone has their reasoning
Everybody's life
behind
is
it.
different.
But I do agree, though. If you're choosing not to get married and you just want to stay together, and just keep doing that dance or whatever, so there is a reason behind it, and usually it is fear of something, you
Right.
know? Right, or you have commitment issues, or I mean, you just might be that person. So, but yeah, I agree with that.
I think you like you said it earlier, like if everything's going right, then why change what's going on? Like some people may be scared that once we say our vows, then
it's-
everything's gonna go to shit.
right,
Like,
yeah.
we're gonna actually
And that's all. No, right. And that's also the couple when they get married of being pussies and no longer wanting to say that, hey, like I still want to go out or not go out or what. I just think a lot of people start losing their minds when they get married, and they
Really,
shouldn't.
Renardo?
Because if anything, right, like now I would argue, well, now you have the banner of marriage, so why are you scared of telling your wife that you're going to go out and drink with the boys?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is the problem? Because if she's got you by the balls that hard,
Shit ain't right.
yeah, something went wrong somewhere.
So,
Look, I'm looking forward to you,
Yeah, I agree.
that's-
Shit ain't
yeah.
right.
Kate. I mean,
Like, just tell
you're
me.
shaking your
just
head.
Tell me that's what you want.
Well, that's
like,
a-
just tell me
Yeah.
that you need a night out with the guys. Like,
so
just
That's
tell
it.
me.
all right, so
But tell me ahead of time. Don't tell me 5 minutes before you're about to go out. That's all.
all right,
That's
okay,
that's
so,
where I draw the line.
Fair,
All right, so
fair.
check this out. All right. Since we're on this topic, all right,
Oh boy.
you're talking about, hey, say you want a night out with the guys, or and a woman should be okay with it. Before you're like when you're dating or engaged or whatever the hell you're doing, she may not have a problem with that, But then as soon as that ring is on your finger, like she may completely flip, or vice versa. Like he may completely flip. Like, nah, man, you need to have your ass at home cooking or cleaning. you know, you ain't got no time to be going out with the girls, or she might be saying the same thing, like, hell nah, you know, you my man. What you going out? What y'all gonna be doing? You know, so like that's like goes into
I don't think that flips with marriage. I think that
in certain circumstances, certain situations, it actually does.
But then that's your fault for picking that person.
But then you don't. But that's another form of cohabitation. That's why you're getting to know that person. But then sometimes you get to know their representative, because I'm sorry, like a lot of times people flip. Like you think you know that person.
Yep.
And then they're a completely different person. I mean, honestly, why the hell you think we had divorce? Because that woman or man wasn't who the hell you thought they were. I'm sorry.
That's fact. And
fucking facts.
Oh my god.
Did you ever retort a retort to that? Quick.
Nah, she doesn't.
Okay, I didn't think so. So I just wanted.
Wait. Don't talk over me. First off, I mean, don't like just roll over me. First off, no, I'll make up something to say back to him if I have to. But I mean, no, I don't think that divorce is just because you never knew that person truly. People grow as time goes on. Like, it's not just that person just all of a sudden flipped. Oh, this finger, I mean, has a ring on it now. So let me just show my true colors. Like, no, people grow over time, and they might change. They might like, oh, I love you so much now, I don't want you to go to this fucking strip club anymore.
Would that not be a change?
But it's a change that the person has grown. Not just this person is, that's what they were when they were engaged, but they didn't want to say it, and now they want to say it just because we're married.
But it's respect.
But now I feel like you're hiding, you know, your bullshit under the umbrella of I've grown. Oh, baby, I've grown. I don't want you to go to the strip club anymore. I don't want you to hang out with the guys anymore. But I haven't changed. I've just grown. So respect that. No, that's bullshit. You have flipped on me. I'm sorry.
No.
We can't say you've grown. I mean, because you know what?
I don't know if the same change is being talked about right now.
Yeah.
Because what? All right. So I was going more off of an age perspective.
Right, and that's what I'm going.
Right.
50 and up aren't like.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. No. Right. Yeah. Renardo then more or less change it to right. That you were covering up you changing, right, saying that no, you shouldn't or you should. But where I wanted to go with that from the people change. Do get older, right? Which is why divorces happen, which is what Renardo, right, was trying to state in the beginning. But so 25 to 39-year-olds, because you guys know I pulled divorce rates too, because why the fuck wouldn't I?
Exactly.
Right.
So there's from 1990 to 2015, there's been a negative 21% change, right? So a decrease in divorces of 25 to 39-year-olds. So it's gone from, don't make me do the fucking math, but it's gone from 30 out of every 1,000.
So there's been less
That's 3%.
divorces. Less divorces?
In that age group.
Hold on, it's gone from 30 to 24. So out of every 1,000, it went from 30 to 24. Look, I'm not arguing with you. All I'm simply saying is that I'm trying to pair the two, and that I believe a reason for that is, if you're going to go off of then 18 to 24, you have that cohabitation period to where you lived with each other, you got to know. 18 to 24 is where you know you're changing to, right? All those changes are happening. Go fuck yourself. Mm-hmm. Oh, babe, yeah, you can go live at the strip club. Like, good, I want you to strip too, honey. Right. And then you got both hit 25 and it changes. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, okay, I guess not. So I guess, we'll just go our separate ways. So, anywho, I'm just saying, I thought when I pulled up the divorce stats, I thought it was going to be a lot different. I thought it was going the other way. So I was actually surprised to see that. Good, more people are getting, or maybe it's look, there's a lot of factors. It could be less people getting married, whatever, right?
But then, what is it? In 2008, they also said that it was actually harder to get divorced, or more expensive to get divorced. So more people were actually staying together,
just doing
for economic reasons, right? Versus getting divorced, because then you add factors into that. I mean, do we have a house together? Do we have kids together? Shit,
financial reason, not necessarily an economic reason.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean,
then his view, my fact. I'm just
will go down.
Facts.
Well, it's still economics. I mean, finance goes hand in hand with economics.
All right,
But,
look,
yeah.
on that note, we're going to take a short break because I ran out of my beer a while ago.
Yeah.
I need another beer. My dog wants to go out. I think we all need a refill. I need this room just to cool down a
Turn
minute.
the lights on too, please.
Yeah, I'll turn the lights down. I'll turn them up. I'll turn the light up. But when we come back, I got a one other question that I think is I'm ready to hear you guys' inputs on it, and then we can close this all up. But it's gonna be a good question. So
Right.
go get a drink, everybody, and we will be right back with part 2. Hello, fact checkers. TJ here from Views and Facts. We hope you enjoyed part 1 of the Cohabitation and Marriage podcast. Part 2 will be released Friday, 8 September 2017 at 1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Do you have an upcoming birthday or anniversary and want to send a shout out to that special someone? Let us know on Twitter or Facebook at Views and Facts, as we would love to get the message out and be part of your lives. Thanks for listening.